Ryan says, I've been listening to Tony Robbins lately, and he talks about a good salesman finds the why in a seller, finding the deeper meaning on what this move is going to mean to a seller. Does this group have any scripts that are great questions to ask a seller during the listing presentation? Yeah, so part of our, I've got a good example here, and it sort of drives my team crazy when I tell this example. So my team is sort of, the dangers of having so many appointments. Like our goal next year is 500 listing appointments. The danger is that they kind of just see them like, oh, this person, they think their home is worth too much. Keeley gets a lot of information on the phone. The reason why they're moving, what they think, their home is worth, what homes are selling for in the neighborhood. If it expired, we have that information as well. But I have an example. Like I went out, I got a guy on the phone. He was a D personality. He's an older guy. His home expired at $800,000. He responded to a mailer. This was when I was still listing homes, and I was talking to him on the phone. And this would probably be even before Keeley. And he was so firm about, don't come out here and tell me my home is worth less than 800. I'm listing at 800 again, no matter what. So I got together with him, and it was a very traditional household. His wife was in the kitchen, and she really didn't meet with us. And I sat down with him, and it's just kind of building enough rapport where you can sort of ask questions about, really what's the motivation for selling the home. So in this guy's case, he shared with me that he was, his health he wasn't doing well health-wise, and he probably wasn't going to be around in a year or two, and he wanted to kind of get his wife into the next place and get the home sold. And so once I knew that, and it wasn't a tactic necessarily, but it made it really easy for me to help him price his home. So when I was presenting the data, I was no longer, and he was a sharp guy. He went to Harvard for his MBA. He had owned several businesses. Once I had that piece of information, it was sort of game over. I was able to price the home at 600. I told him it was worth 525 to 540, but he agreed to price it at 600. And then when an offer came and I got them to, I think 540 was where they came to. So it was right in line. I told him no, I got them to 525. He wanted more. He wanted like 550. And I told him, I said, listen, what you think this 25 grand in the grand scheme of things is going to mean anything if you don't sell this home and you leave your wife alone to deal with this situation when you pass away? And obviously I had built up rapport with him and I could say that, but I don't think there's a script. I think it's just when you're sitting down at the kitchen table, you've done a tour of the house and you're sitting down at the kitchen table, you're picking up, hopefully someone else has done the seller consult for you to position you as the expert. And when you're sitting down, you're saying, well, I know Diane had a conversation with you and she got a little information about why you guys were moving. Let's talk about that a little bit. What does this mean? What does this move mean for you? What if you don't get the home sold? Is there any impact? And a lot of people are going to be a little standoffish. That's why it's important to build that rapport during the home tour. So I think it's just being personable and asking questions about what does this move mean to you? And when is the ideal time to move?